Hello and welcome to another recording for my channel. This will be a continuation of my 2025 Temporal Recruit. What we will do next is the episode Diplomatic Orders. So, what we have to do for the first couple of story arcs. So the first couple of story arcs are these. So the way I look at it is this is a season or a story arc and these are episodes. So in the future when I'm saying episodes, this is what I mean, and story arcs is this. As we progress through these, we will be required to find temporal information terminals. So what we have to do is we have to find these. I think we have to crack a code and then we can collect them. Once we've collected all of these and unlocked all of these captain level things, finished a couple of episodes, we will have to do 68 missions within the Temporal Recruit. I've already done 12 by maxing out my captain to level 65. I've done that by doing TFOs over and over again because the event is active at the moment. It was mostly Counterpoint and Ipita Iterus, I think it's called. And I've just been maxing out my captain to level 65. In doing so, I've got my reputation started. Every time I finished a TFO, I acquired some reputation marks, and I'm actually starting to get through this. So, let's get that information, that mission started, and we'll continue on with our playthrough.
We have a diplomatic mission for you. An important Vulcan ambassador is traveling from his homeworld to the monastery at Pajem. Capturing the ambassador would be a major coup for the Klingons or Orions, so we're assigning you to make sure everything goes smoothly. You are to escort Ambassador Soketh to Pajem. Please meet him at Vulcan. Once you locate him, speak with him about the transport mission. Do whatever is necessary to keep him safe.
And here it just basically tells you what you need to do, what we will collect, and we have an option between choosing one of these two torpedoes. These are things that we won't really need. Words and stuff. If you were doing this mission at lieutenant level, that level would not be 11. It would be level 4. Because I've maxed out my character to level 65, these rewards should be level 10 and above. So anywhere between 10 and 12. And the quality can also be a little bit better than uncommon. We'll accept this mission. There are two ways to go. We can transport to our ship. We can then go to space sector and travel there. Or we can just use the transwarp to start at the planet. So basically this is just an instant transport, but what I'll do for the first one is I will travel there by ship, just to show you. Again, this playthrough is for newer players, just to do a walkthrough of what needs to be done. Experienced players would already know all this sort of stuff. And sometimes it takes forever to load, so we have to wait a while. Come on, you know you want to. Ah, crap, I don't have anything to drink. Throat dries out when I talk a lot, so hopefully I don't start coughing. Come on, it's fully loaded, it says so. While this is loading then, if you want to change this look, so this is the Temporal Recruit background. If you want to change the background, you just go to your options settings and change the font. So you can have your next generation, the STO era, you can have a Klingon look, you can have the Discovery look, a Romulan look. Okay, so we have now transported from the station to our ship. Our ship is in, what do you call it? This is a map. And there goes my alarm. This is a map of space. We are now going to head out to space sector. Okay, system space, and then we're going to sector space. This is the Earth system, or the space dock system. We'll head out to the sector space. And if you remember from the first one, there were 9 sectors in the Beta Quadrant. We are now in STO era. So we have the 9... What the hell just happened? Okay. We now have that 9 plus all of this for the Beta Quadrant. Once we go across this map threshold, we'll be in the Alpha Quadrant. Right here we have a... it's like an artificial wormhole. It will send us to the Delta Quadrant. We can also transwarp there once every half hour. And if you have upgraded your engines, you can do it every 15 minutes. You can transwarp. Over here, we've got the Bajoran wormhole from Deep Space Nine, which will take us to the Gamma Quadrant. So we went from that 9 little segments in the original era to all of this space here. And with each new year, they may develop more map, which means these maps can get larger. Okay, so where we are, actually, where we are is at Earth Space Dock Solar System. We want to travel here. So what we want to do is we will left click on Vulcan. It'll ask us if we want to, and you'll see that our ship will actually start to turn in that direction. That's how we use sector space. Again, you can transwarp using the missions. With certain unlocks, you will actually unlock the ability to transwarp to different areas, so the Beta Quadrant. There's also Deep Space Nine added to this later on. You've got your fleet. So your fleet, you can only transwarp to certain holdings depending on how upgraded they are. The solar system, and then there are random systems that you'll unlock as you progress through the game. So we are at Vulcan, but the mission hasn't activated yet. So what the ship does, it will stop at the border of the system, but we want to be at Vulcan. So we still have to go forward a bit to get into range. And as you can see, it says enter Vulcan. Then we have to approach the planet. Captain, we have arrived at the Vulcan system. I took the liberty of contacting the ambassador's aide when we arrive. Temporal says that the ambassador has certain arrangements that he prefers when traveling. She would like to go over them with you. Would you like to put her on main screen? Yes, put her on the screen.
Greetings. Thank you for agreeing to escort the ambassador to Pajem. Ambassador Sokath is currently attending a ritual to honor the end of the Kalrek holiday. He will be done soon, but the ambassador is hesitant to use transporter technology. His bias against the transporters is not logical, but I have come to accept it.
Continue.
I believe that Sokath would be much more comfortable traveling by shuttlecraft. I have received clearance for you to land near the ambassador's location. I look forward to meeting you in person.
Okay, so you won't be doing all of this between each mission. This is just an introduction episode. So normally you'll just go from that screen and you'll just beam to the planet or be at the next map. And again, these loading screens take forever sometimes. So what I'm trying to do for you is the episode playthroughs. If you would like me to explain certain things within the game, I'll do my best to do so, like the training manuals, the shipyard, and all the different functions. I'm happy to do videos on those, but they are like, there's a lot of information to go through with a lot of this stuff. You'll learn the basics as you play the game, and you will actually be told to do certain things to learn those basics. We are ready to land on Vulcan, sir. When you are ready to make the final approach, let me know. Again, anything you need to interact with will have that shiny glimmer to it.
Starfleet Shuttlecraft. This is Vulcan Orbital Control. You are cleared to land at the requested coordinates. Welcome to Vulcan. Please enjoy your stay.
Okay. So, again, there's an arrow up here, and it lets you know where you need to go. Captain, the ambassador and his aide are waiting for us at the temple at the top of the rise, so basically right up here. You can speak to them there and find out if the ambassador needs anything else from us before we depart for Pajem. Now, I'm almost certain this is a scene from one of the motion picture, I think. Okay, we have to meet, yeah. None of these are players, these are all NPCs. When you do an episode like this, you will be by yourself. Anything you interact with will just be NPCs or your bridge officers. Okay, so we've landed the shuttle, we've headed up here. Now we've got to meet with Temporal. Welcome to Vulcan.
Captain, I regret to inform you that we have come to an impasse in completing your mission. Allow me to explain. As you know, Pajem is sacred to the Vulcan people, and access to it is strictly prohibited. Ordinarily, this would not present any difficulty, but Savin, the leader of the order that maintains the monastery, has chosen this moment to illogically refuse to grant Ambassador Soketh permissions to meet with the abbot at Pajem. This is most abnormal.
Can this trip wait until Seven changes his mind?
The ambassador has considered going to the council to request that they overrule Savin, but the process will take time that he simply does not have. If the ambassador is unable to complete his journey to Pajem now, he will have to delay it until after the trade conference at Corridan is complete, and that could take weeks.
Wonder why Seven won't grant the ambassador permission.
The ambassador, I'm afraid, has spent too much time off-world. I have seen it change him. His interactions with other species have grown easier over the years, but our own people have become more challenging for him to deal with. Perhaps you could speak to Savin. I know he has a great deal of respect for Starfleet, and you might have an easier time than he has in convincing him to grant the ambassador's request.
Let me speak to Savin then.
Peace and long life. Do you seek knowledge of the ancestors?
Go through all of this, so you find the highlighted one. Is there any way I could persuade you to allow Soketh to visit Pajem?
I will permit it if you will pledge to me, on your honor as a Starfleet officer, that you will protect Pajem from harm. Soketh says his reasons for wanting to speak to the abbot are private. I will accept that, but only if you are with him. I know I can trust Starfleet. Please, protect Pajem from any who would violate its sanctity.
Welcome to Vulcan. Do you have any questions?
Okay, again, you've got two options. You can go through all this when you play the game. I don't want to make these videos excessively long. I've spoken to Savin. We can leave for Pajem now.
Excellent. Our departure has been delayed long enough by the whims of one man. I am prepared for the journey and can leave immediately.
Let's go. Now, when you're walking away, if you get too far away from the NPCs, sometimes they will just stop. If you're not interacting with them... Okay, I've got to speak to Soketh again. Okay, now... As I was saying, if you run away from them too early, the mission beats don't click in, and you can actually stall like that. Now, if I turn around, yep, he's following me. Again, if you're not within a certain range, sometimes you're not within their personal space, and they will stop moving because they will assume they've gone too far ahead of you, and they'll stop and wait for you to catch up. So, let's see. Oh, he's still coming for us. Sweet. Sometimes you got to walk, sometimes you got to walk back.
Starfleet shuttlecraft, we have logged your flight trajectory, and you are cleared for departure. Live long and prosper.
Okay, return to the bridge. Ambassador Soketh has retired to his quarters, Captain. We can leave the system whenever you like. have another loading screen.
Your inventory has
Okay, again, Pajem is near Vulcan. We've got it right up here. Go to the map. Click on the Pajem. Okay it. The ship will turn in that direction. And again, Pajem is over here, so as long as you're within 1 light year, it will interact. So I'm picking up an unusual energy reading in the system. We should scan the system before we take the ambassador to the surface. Agreed. Sensors on maximum. I'm using my mouse wheel to scroll out, so I've got more visual range. Klingon ships to cloaking, sir.
This is Captain Katak to all Klingon vessels. Target their warp drive. There will be no escaping our vengeance this time.
Captain, we're being hailed by the Klingons.
Cease your fire, Captain! Perhaps today is a day for words. My fellow captains were blinded by our vengeance toward the shapeshifter aboard your vessel. They have died with honor. But if I am to die this day, then I would prefer to regale the halls of Stovalkor with the tale of that foul creature's death.
Shapeshifter?
Ha! So even the mighty Federation has been fooled by the beast. Your guest from Vulcan is not as he or she seems, Captain. They are an Undine. They put on a false face and try to control us, but we Klingons know better. We will hunt them down until the last of these honorless dogs dies screaming.
And Undine, have you any proof?
Proof? Pah! Allow me to stick a blade in its belly while I look it in the eye while it dies. That should be proof enough, even for Starfleet.
I'll take that into consideration.
If you wish the honor of the kill yourself, then it is yours to have. So long as the Undine dies, I will meet my death with eyes wide open and victory in my heart. I await your decision. Close hailing frequencies!
Captain, sensor scans indicate the Klingon's vessel warps, drive, shields, and weapon systems are offline. I don't even think they have impulse power. Whatever you decide to do, they can't really do much about it. And then you can discuss it with all your different officers. They'll give you information. Again, we'll just try to get through this as fast as possible so these episodes don't drag out.
My patience is growing thin, Captain. If you lack the stomach to slay the beast aboard your vessel, then any Klingon here would gladly do it for you. I'd hate for you to stain that pretty Starfleet uniform with Undine blood.
Very generous, but unnecessary.
Then the beast is slain? Makar! Very good. Perhaps you've the heart of a warrior after all. Let me look upon our enemy, and tonight we will dine together as warriors and drink to the honored dead.
Represent Ambassador Soket.
Captain, I take my meditations very seriously. Why have I been summoned to the bridge?
Accused, meet your accuser.
Alive? You're a fool, Captain! Strike now before it's too late!
Not without proof, Keth.
You want proof? Then lower your shields and allow me to beam over. Once the Undine's blood coats my blade, you'll see it for what it truly is. A Grint hound in Tark's clothing.
Ambassador, allow me to explain.
There's no need, Captain. The situation is not difficult to unravel. My concern lies in the logic of you entertaining this Klingon's meritless claim.
Meritless, but not unreasonable.
A most illogical conclusion. Allow us to examine the facts, Captain. You have a crippled Klingon vessel, whose captain has made unsubstantiated claims that I am an Undine, a species that is known to both the Federation and the Klingon Empire as a considerable threat.
That's a reasonable consideration.
Potentially, but only if a great many other factors were to be true. Is it not much more likely that the Klingons have, in the face of defeat, instead sought to exploit Starfleet's desire for peaceful resolutions to conflict in order to repair their vessel and renew their assault?
Status of the Klingon vessel. Weapons inoperable, warp drive is still offline. Wait, I'm detecting an energy surge. They're engaging their cloaking device. Red alert, lock weapons.
A true warrior strikes without mercy, Captain. I only hope to teach you this lesson personally before the Undine does. We may not be able to best your vessel, but a Klingon knows many roads to victory. The beast may have evaded my vengeance for now, but I can still ruin its plans here at P'Jem.
Fire. I've lost them on sensors, Captain. They're gone. Scan the area. Captain, I'm detecting energy signatures on P'Jem's surface. They're in the vicinity of the monastery. They appear to be transporter signals. Life signs indicate they are Klingons. I'm taking an away team down. Oh, okay. Captain, I shall accompany you. No, it is too dangerous.
A wise precaution. Though I admit I am eager to see my people safe, I will await word until the monastery is secured. And Captain, let not my journey here be for naught.
Away team to transporter room 1.
A wise precaution.
So sometimes there's a bit of a bug. Okay, so before we go down, these things here, you'll find these things to scan in space and on the ground. To do it, it's a very simple thing. You use your arrow keys, the page up and down and home and end keys, to adjust your scanning to collect these resources. So down, down, and across. I now have collected 5 magnesite. These are used in your R&D projects and can be used to create all sorts of different pieces of equipment for your ship and your crew. These are my officers. Now, to choose these, I will be going through the stations and putting them here. I have a selection of every single crew member here. And I'm just using these because they are the basic beginning ones I have, and they will just do. I can't remember if Cassie has any armaments. She has no armor. Do I have anything for her? I do not. Do I have someone that has better equipment? Yep. Number 1. So I will change Cassie to number 1. Okay. And we will head down. She has got a shield, armor, and a weapon. As you can see, swapped out. It's that simple, straightforward. Why are you setting up a... That should not happen until you get attacked. Captain, we need to secure the area and then make our way towards the monastery, which is located at the top of the hill. I'm reading multiple Klingon patrols between us and the main building, sir. Recommend we proceed with caution. Stay alert, we need to find the monks. Okay, so you can see a footpath. Just follow it, and again, you'll zigzag up to the top of the hill. I'll change out my weapon. I don't like having this one active because it's bulky, but it's bloody powerful. Pick up that loot. Okay, so we just have to proceed up the hill, killing the Klingons on the way. Okay, we're not going to get loot for every kill, but if you do get it, just collect it. Even if you don't want it, you can sell it off for credits. Or upgrade it. Some of the equipment is upgraded. A lot of it's going to be useful. I'm getting loot for every single part. So no one right. Okay, is there anything up here? No. Okay, so every now and again you will come across a loot crate, basically. So this thing glowing here, you can interact with it. It won't have anything special in it, but you will be able to pick up some resources again to use or sell. Forgot number one has a bladed weapon. Please go to the monastery entrance and seek the abbot. Okay, something else we can interact with. Now we've reached a part of the map where it's saying we have to investigate the temporal probe. So we have to keep an eye out for a piece of equipment that's glowing like that we can interact with, that we can progress with our temporal recruit assignments. Okay, this is a ground-based scan. It works the same way as the space. And you really don't need to do this. I am a hoarder. I like to collect as much crap as possible. Every piece of equipment, every piece of scrap is useful in the game, whether you want to use it to upgrade stuff, sell it off, or use it. I think that might be the temporal probe, right? Yeah, there it is. Okay. This may take a while because I am not as good at this as I used to be, and I'm pretty sure you need a code that I am not very good with anymore. Okay. Yes, so here you go. It's a series of numbers, 1 through to 4 numbers. Only 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 are available, and we have to put them in the correct order. So let's change the digit series. First digit. Oh, okay. I thought it was 0 as well. Okay, so 1. Second digit will make 2. Third digit 3, and fourth digit 4. We will run a scan. Match. 2 of these digits are in the right location, but I don't know which 2, and 2 of them are not in here at all. So if 1 and 2 are correct, then the next time I do it, I just change 3 and 4. But it's saying that 2 of the numbers that are not correct are not even in use. So it might be 1 and 3, and it might be 1, 3 again. But again, we'll have to change it around to see what happens. And the best way to do that is to change this to a 5. Change the 4th digit to a 5. And then test the series. 0. So now we know for a fact that 1, 2, and 5 are not used at all. We know that 3 and 4 are in the right position because they're the only numbers that were correct. So the first 2 digits are either 34, 33, 44, or 43. But let's do this again. So this is going to be 3 for certain. This will be 4 for certain. Then we will change the first to a 3. I'll make it all 3s. That way, if one's wrong, we'll know. We'll change it to a... Actually, no. Change that one to a 4. Test the series. Okay, so either the 3 or the 4 is wrong. But we don't know which one. So it's either 33 or 44 because there was no number out of sequence that was correct. So, we change this one to a 4 and see what happens. Match. Okay, based on the information we've recovered from this probe, it looks like the Nakul tried to make some form of alliance with the Undine. Considering the Undine view all life outside of fluidic space, it is Considering that Undine view all life outside of fluidic space... Well, I think there's a word missing there. Weak and inferior. You know, that's basically missing here. It is not surprising that a cool diplomatic effort failed here, violently. We're fortunate it didn't go well. Such an alliance would be dangerous. Okay. So we will take that piece of equipment. If we go back to our inventory, we will see now that this has highlighted. So we've collected this piece of equipment. If we ever come back to this map, the option will be there to collect it again, but we don't need to, because we've already got it. Okay, let's continue with the mission. With this weapon I have, you won't have... This is an event unlock. Unless it gets put into a market, you won't be able to collect this particular piece of equipment. Sir, we're receiving an alert from Vulcan. Propeller says she must speak to you immediately. I'll patch her through to your tricorder.
I have terrible news. Vulcan security forces have discovered the body of Ambassador Soketh. They have determined that he was killed by a phaser blast at short range. His remains were discovered in a stasis chamber hidden in a cavern beneath the Ambassador's residence. The Ambassador on your ship, the one that I have been working for, is an imposter. You need to be very careful. This imposter was able to fool Soketh's closest associates for months. He is crafty and very patient. Now that he has been discovered, he will be dangerous.
Captain, security teams have reached Ambassador Soketh's quarters. He has gone. They're searching the ship, but, sir, unauthorized use of transporters detected. The Vulcan government is requesting that the imposter Soketh be detained and returned to Vulcan for questioning. Sir, whomever used the transporter erased the logs, but I have a feeling that the imposter is on the planet's surface. I recommend... Oh, good lord. I recommend we locate him immediately. We'll find him.
Such emotion on your face. I see now my deception has been exposed. Pity. Capturing the abbot so we could replace him as well would have been beneficial. But we are strong. We will prevail. You are weak, and the weak shall perish.
Oh, good lord. Close up on that face, I might have to change my look. A little too old looking for my liking. Okay, so where are you? Okay, detain the imposter. Okay, and I think this is the end of the mission. We will fade out of existence. Recommend return to the ship and search for the Undine ship. We need to find the Undine and take it back to Starfleet. Beam up. Okay, if you're wondering why I've got all these animals and robots around me, these are combat pets that your bridge officers can, or you can use, but I give them to my bridge officers to use. Captain, there is an Undine ship on an intercept course. Sir, the ship doesn't have the armaments to handle an Undine attack. Starfleet reports that it is sending ships to assist us, but they are about 60 seconds out. We have to hold out until the reinforcements get here. Captain, if we target their torpedoes, we might have a chance. Again, a bit of a bug there where it doesn't quite... You can see how powerful their torpedoes are. I took out my shields and a bit of hull with one hit. more damage, the more things firing at it, the more damage it's going to take, so I'm calling in reinforcements. You will unlock these reinforcements as you play the game. Different types of fleets will help at different areas. Sorry, at different missions, you'll unlock different types of help. Again, this is an early mission, you're not meant to have this sort of backup, but again, I've unlocked a lot of stuff in the 15 years I've been playing. You can see those blue beams coming out of the Federation ship. They're tractor beams, they're holding the ship in place. You hold the enemy in place and fire at it, you can actually weaken out their shield and take out their hull, just hitting the same spot over and over again. Downloading data. So we have finished an accolade by doing this mission. Incoming message, sir.
This is Captain LaForge of the USS Challenger. Glad to see we made it here in time to lend you a hand. Perhaps you'll return the favor someday. LaForge out.
Again, if you're new to Star Trek, LaForge is from the Next Generation. He was the chief engineer. He was the pilot in the first season, then he got promoted to chief engineer in the series. We recommend the final data. We recovered the final data transmissions from the Undine vessel, as well as samples of the organic material that was used to create the ship. We need to get all this back to Starfleet Intelligence. They may be able to decrypt the message and tell us more. Let's depart the system. So again, you can skip that to collect these resources. And as you can see, there's 2 here. When it comes to endeavors, sometimes it is to collect resources either in space or on the map, and that's why I'm showing you this. You don't have to do it, but it's the option there is if you want to collect more resources for gameplay. And again, every single time it's going to be the same scanning mini game to collect it. Okay, diplomatic orders has finished. So we just have to house Starfleet to complete the mission.
The ambassador was an Undine? I'm afraid their infiltration of the Federation goes much deeper than we realized. Who knows what kind of havoc they could create?
Okay, so again, we'll get some experience. We'll get some training experience for our crew. We've got a data recorder. Now this is every time, when you start, every time you go to a sector, there'll be a voiceover about a little bit of history about that particular sector. And if you ever want to go back and listen to that recording, that's what this little pad is for. Some dilithium ore that can be refined, and now we've got a choice between torpedoes. So quantum torpedoes are a slightly more powerful version of a photon torpedo. So it doesn't really matter, like 4,500, so about an extra 200 damage. It doesn't really matter for me. I'm just going to pick a random, actually I'll pick that one just in case I can sell it. Yeah, so account bound on equip. So as long as you don't use this weapon, you can sell it on the exchange. Okay, so let's have a look at this.
My friend sacrificed so much to secure peace with the Klingons.
There's nothing here because we haven't been to Romulus yet. So as you can see, as you unlock more and more, you'll get more and more messages that you can replay over and over again. If you're like me and you like to reminisce with the old characters, it's a good thing. Most people just put that in their bank account and never look at it again. I don't think you can... Oh, you can discard it. But you can come back here and reclaim it if you do this mission all throughout again. Okay, so that's the end of this mission, this episode. If you like what you saw, let me know. If you didn't like what you saw, let me know why so I can improve. I just ask that you keep it civil in the conversations down below. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.